Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey folks, we are back. It's Inside Real Estate. Mike Kruizinga here. Hey, it's time for some Ideal Floors talk. We've got Kevin Heymus, owner of Ideal Floors, website idealfloors.com. Phone number 214-789-0422. You can reach him direct for all of your flooring needs and all of your flooring questions. He'll be happy to take care of you personally. How's it going today, Mr. Kevin?
It's going really well, actually.
Good.
Staying too busy, but that's part of what life is today. You know, it seems like the more technology we get, the busier we are. How it's supposed to make our life easier, but it makes our life busier.
I agree, and I think we're supposed to be running these machines, but I think they're running us sometimes, and because they never stop beeping.
Right.
There's always a message, there's always a text, there's always an email, and sometimes it's like, leave me alone.
We did survive when we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah, that's right.
We did.
We were a little more glued to the office phone.
Right.
A little more glued to the desks. Now it's just, we're glued to our cell, and, maybe we're out of the office more, but still glued to our desk and through our phone somehow, cell phone somehow. So
between calls, texts, and emails, you're just almost constantly busy.
It's hard to keep up. You know what kind of annoys me though is the office group texts. I really want to be taken off of the group texting thing because people get carried away with it, and they do all these emojis and all these little pictures, and it's just intra-office stuff. I'm like, I'm great with that on email, but when it beeps 72 times just from the office and they're talking nonsense, it's like, come on, we're busy out here.
I know.
We got real work to do, and every time we get a beep, we're like, is it important? And then it's, somebody saying stupid about, some nonsense.
Yeah, really. It should be a group text that lasts for maybe 10 minutes, and everybody knows what they need to do, and then they go on. But,
well, when everybody's got to chime in about something silly, I'm like, come on, really? I thought the group text was for something important, like a big company-wide important message, but...
Right.
Some of the stuff is funny, though.
Take the other stuff to Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
I wonder how, there's so many companies out there that have started to try to block, Facebook and all that social media at their offices because the productivity was going down so much. But
that is so true.
Yeah.
But it's like the problem is it came in so gradually, and now it's just all throughout everything, and to go in now and say, okay, can't do this, can't do that. There would be like a revolution.
There would be.
So
it's crazy.
But,
well, let's get into talking about flooring and what we do in real estate, and something we haven't really talked about lately was some of the unique things that your company does do, for the clients out there, and let's kind of get into that because you guys do a heck of a lot of stuff that is very unique in the Metroplex.
Yeah, we do. We're not just a sell flooring and carpet and laminate and wood. We do lots of other things. One of the things that we're really doing more and more of is showers. There are so many older homes in the Metroplex that have the 4-inch by 4-inch tile surrounds in their bathtubs, 4-inch by 4-inch on the floor. It's just dated, or they might even have a tub surround.
Yeah.
So, especially if you're going to fix up your home to stay there, because it's like, what do I do? Do I just remodel and live in this home and stay, or do I sell and go buy another home?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are choosing, instead of moving, to just update their home.
Sure.
And a lot of ways to update are your showers and your kitchens and your floors.
Mm-hmm.
But we're starting to do more and more showers, and something of what we do, and we can handle this all ourselves in-house. We can go in, like if you have a tub that has a surround, a lot of people are going in, if they have 2 or 3 tubs in the house, they may go in and remove one tub, take the drain and put it to the center of the tub where the center of the tub would be. We put in a tile for the base, and then put in tile around and just make it into just a shower.
Right.
Then they'll put like glass across the front with a glass door. Just really modernize it.
Yeah, it looks really good. And
Yes.
so in so many of these surrounds, really, I guess maybe starting in the 90s, you started to see so many of these just drop-in plastic liners.
Yes.
And they look so horrible. They really do. Especially when you walk into one house and it's got that drop-in plastic liner, and then you walk into the next one and they've updated to the all tile, the nice glass door, etc.
Right.
It's such a huge difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just keeping up with modern times, and chances are, if you're living there, you're going to feel better about it. Especially if you're a man, this is probably one way to keep your wife happy. Is to upgrade.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I mean, those drop-in plastic liners. I mean, that's something that you see. That's something you see in an RV. I mean, or in a boat.
Right.
or in a trailer. And even the trailers, I don't think are doing those anymore. So let's get rid of those plastic drop-in shower, surrounds, and let's upgrade people.
Well, and also what we do is you can go in there, you take it, take the tub out. Now you have an area that's like 2.5 by 5 foot. There's room enough to put a bench in there to sit down. If you want to shave legs, whatever you want to do in there, or there's shelves. We can put in shelves to hold your shampoo and stuff. We can put in insets in the wall for soap dish that, put your soap in there. There's just so many things you can do, and there's so many patterns that you can do in a shower. When you can come in with a mosaic, that has kind of like a border through the shower, or you have, you might put it at a diagonal or vertical instead of horizontal. I mean, it's endless of what you can do once you have it's like having a blank wall and you're painting a picture.
Right.
And if you have an idea of what you want and kind of draw it out, most installers who do showers, are creative anyway.
Right.
And chances are they're going to make it into an amazing looking shower.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you really want. I mean, and you're right. I mean, you could just draw something up on paper and say, can you get that done? And more likely the answer is yes. So let's say they want, I don't know, a starfish or a dolphin on the wall. We can do that, right?
It may not look quite like a starfish or a dolphin. I mean, if we had an inset that we could set in there, we could work around that.
Yeah.
But creating that might be a little bit of a challenge.
It's a little bit more of a challenge, but pretty much anything we can almost do.
Right. But a lot of times usually you'll have like say a 12 by 12 piece of tile, but it's in 2 inch by 2 inch sections. So, and it's on a mesh. So a lot of times you'll put that down on the floor so it can conforms to the floor and drains properly and stuff like that. So that's because it's hard to put tile on a floor because it's got a slope.
Right.
And so a lot of times the tile doesn't fit as well. But the meshes with the 2 by 2 tiles do really well.
Right.
So and when you're getting, and then our guys can even do all the plumbing. They can tear it out, they can redo the plumbing, as far as from the drain to move the drain. We can come in and we do it's called a shower pan. We put a concrete base in there or we put a rubber liner and then concrete on top of that, and then the tile on top of that to make a solid foundation. Mm-hmm. So all of these things we can do as a company, so you don't have to worry about bringing in multiple trades.
Separate contractors.
Yeah. And like if there's framing to do, we can do that. So generally your guys that specialize in showers pretty much can do it all.
Right.
So it saves you money from not having to hire other trades to do it. So like a carpenter come in and work, or a plumber to come in and do his work, we can pretty much, our guys can handle all of that.
Well, and it also saves the issue of, contractors not having to necessarily patch up what another one has already done. So let's say you bring in a couple contractors to do all the things that you do. Once one of them's done and they're gone, they're gone. The other one has to work with what they've just done and put down for them. And maybe it's not exactly what they need. So, issues can arise when you have multiple contractors that one comes in, does the job, leaves. The other one has to pick up where they left off. So having it all in-house and one contractor coming in and doing the whole thing creates a better product.
Well, and we just had that happen just a month or two ago where they had their own framer coming in. They were tearing out their bathroom, reframing it, and then having us come in behind it. Well, they had to call the framer back out 3 times because it wasn't right where we could install tile on it. And again, it just slowed the whole project down. You know, it frustrated the framer because he's back out there again. He's not making any money.
Right.
Our guys were frustrated because we couldn't move forward with the job. So it's just, you know, if you can have somebody that can do it all, it just flows so much easier.
Yeah. Well, and it's less stress on the homeowner too, because, you know, the homeowner wants to kind of get it done, get their house back to normal. And of course, the homeowner always wants everything ASAP anyway.
Right.
But this is going to help them do that, just having one contractor do the whole thing.
Right. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
The other thing I like to talk about is solid hardwood floors. We do solid hardwood floors. What's the pro and con to it? You have two different types of hardwood floor. You have an engineered hardwood floor, which is made kind of like plywood is made. And then you have a small veneer that is glued to the top of that. And that's an engineered hardwood floor. And it's more stable. It doesn't have as much movement as real wood does. It doesn't expand and contract as much as real wood does. But like I was telling a lady last night, if you put this hardwood floor in your house, this engineered hardwood floor in your house, you're going to have probably 1,000 people in Dallas that have that engineered hardwood floor in their house, so you don't have anything unique.
Right.
The one thing that's unique about a solid hardwood floor is you buy the product, and most people, probably 95% of what goes in is oak. So you go in there and you can get 2 1/4, 3 1/4, 4, 5, 6, 7 inch wide oak. You can install it and then come in and you sand it and finish it. And then nobody has a floor like your floor.
Right.
Nobody has a floor, because if you hand scrape it, it's going to be hand scraped in a certain way that nobody will have that. You get to pick the stain of your product. So you can come in here and our installers will come in and say, kind of, what are you looking for? And the customer will say, well, I'm kind of looking for this. They'll put 3 samples on the floor of 3 different stains. And then the customer can pick it out, or they can say, well, I like this, but I like a little bit darker. So then do another sample. So we can get pretty much the exact color that you want. So whereas engineered wood, you got to go in and accept whatever is
What's
out there.
Yeah.
You know, you really don't have any choice. But with the solid floor, you know, you do get to have a unique floor. Also, when you get into your upper price point houses, you know, 4, 5, 600,000, you know, a solid wood floor is what's expected.
Right.
You know, so if you ever think about selling it, or, you know, eventually you'll probably sell it. So if you are replacing the floor, would you want to think about going with a solid hardwood floor?
Yeah, and it truly is one of the ones that's really as customizable as you want. Because like you say, you know, your staff can do a number of things on site to the wood, and including picking from a gazillion stains, really. It really is one of the few that's extremely, extremely customizable to the homeowner.
Oh, it is. And there's so many things you can do. I mean, you can take a hardwood floor and you can put a border around it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can put a pattern in the middle of the floor. A lot of times we'll have entryways that are a pattern, like a herringbone pattern or a cross or a diagonal, or just, you know, to where it's unique. And that's the one thing that's easy to do with wood. I mean, it's costly, but it's, you know, you really can't do that with tile or laminate, you know, difficult with engineered wood.
Right.
But, you know, there's a lot of your homes will come in and they'll just do very unique patterns, you know, with solid wood.
Right.
The one thing to remember about solid wood is that it is a long process, because we're talking about, you know, engineered wood is manufactured to be stable. Solid wood is not manufactured. It's just raw wood. So the process is you have to come in, install it in your home, and then you need to leave the air conditioning on, and that floor needs to acclimate with the air conditioning for, you know, 7 days to 2 weeks to acclimate with it before we can come in and sand it and finish it.
Right.
So it just kind of, that way it expands and contracts, kind of gets settled in, you know, where it's at. So that's the one drawback to a hardwood floor, is there is a process involved and time involved to do it.
Yeah. It takes a little bit longer, but well worth the wait. Because like you say, very rarely, you know, do we see hardwood floors anymore, but we do see it, you know, in the higher end home, and it's well worth the wait, and it's so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
If you want your own hardwood floor that you don't have to put in, just go into like Oak Cliff, get to the home that was built in the 1950s, pull up the carpet, and you got a beautiful hardwood floor.
Right.
But people were tired of hardwood floors, so they covered them with carpet.
Right, exactly.
So,
and now we're just uncovering them and like, hey, that was good stuff right there.
yeah, we went to a lady's house the other day, and we were doing a donation to her for some flooring. And we went into our house and walked in, and there was this beautiful hardwood floor. And we go, oh, that looks awesome. She goes, yeah, that's the original one. The floor was 60 years old.
Right.
And when she came in and bought the house and they moved in the house, there was carpet in the house. So they just pulled up the carpet and they never even touched the hardwood floor. And after 60 years, it still looked amazing.
That good.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Never seen anything like it.
Well, if you want something that's going to stand the test of time, go with the hardwood floors.
Well, and the other thing you can do is you can refinish them.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have pets, there's several things you can do. If you have pets and you get a lot of scratches on it, or the polyurethane starts to dull, you can come in there and you can just sand the polyurethane up and get rid of the scratches, and then put another coat of polyurethane on top of it, and you got a brand new looking floor.
Yeah, there you go.
And if you don't like the look of the floor, and you just want to change, well, you can come in, you can sand it down, down to where the raw wood again. You can stain it a different color. So there's, and you can do that up to 4 times in a hardwood floor. So there's just so many possibilities with a hardwood floor.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And generally, I mean, I think nowadays we can maybe think at looking at this product, with the hardwood floors, it was before you might think, okay, it's more higher end homes. But now with so many homes that are in that 300 to 400, 450 range, honestly, we could start seeing it a lot more in that price range, I think, don't you?
Oh, yeah, you can. Because, again, it just depends on what you do and how rustic you have the hardwood floor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can put in a real nice engineered wood, and you can go in with a solid hardwood floor, and you're probably looking at maybe $3-4 a foot difference.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not, an engineered wood installed, you might be at 7 or 8. A hardwood installed, you might be at 10 to 12.
Yeah.
So, it's a little bit more, but it's a very unique, and nobody's going to have that.
Exactly.
And when you go to sell it, or when people come in, they're going to just excite them like, wow, this floor is amazing.
Yeah, and it's going to command that much higher price too.
Right.
So they're going to do very, very well.
Right.
And, of course, you got plenty of financing options for folks, if they don't want to pay cash or otherwise. You got plenty of financing options. And, of course, if you're selling, we got the 45-day pay-at-close program as well. All right, folks. Well, that's a lot of great information from Kevin Heymus, owner of Ideal Floors. The website, idealfloors.com. 5 showrooms here in the DFW area. Go to the website, check them out. You can swing by one of the stores or call Kevin direct at 214-789-0422. That's 214-789-0422. And he can send out a salesman to your place, one of his staff. And, of course, he'll talk to you and take care of you on the phone as well. Folks, another great segment. Hey, Inside Real Estate, Mike Kruizinga. Come on back in a few.